Marjorie Taylor Greene creates headaches for House GOP as leaders weigh how much attention to give the Trump loyalist. GOP Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene was a team player and a reliable Republican leadership ally for 9 months under former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, willing to swallow tough votes and fall in line, even when it meant defying her right-wing colleagues. Now under Speaker Mike Johnson, Greene is increasingly acting out, from outbursts at committee hearings to unsuccessfully trying to oust Johnson from the speakership to pressuring House Republican leaders to take uncomfortable votes. Those actions have made the Georgia Republican, who was kicked out of the far-right House Freedom Caucus last year after feuding with members, persona non grata inside the House GOP Conference, where there is little patience for her tactics, and where some Republicans have even been calling for Greene to face repercussions. In the last 2 weeks alone, in the wake of former President Donald Trump's conviction in his hush money case, Greene has pressured Johnson to put on the floor a long-shot impeachment resolution against President Joe Biden, and has called on the Speaker to shut down the government this fall, rather than continue to fund the Department of Justice. 2 ideas that more centrist Republicans are against. This is supposed to be a collaborative body, at least within your own conference, and she doesn't play nice in the sandbox, GOP Rep. Carlos Giménez of Florida told CNN. But Greene is largely embracing her lone wolf status and feels increasingly emboldened because of the backing she still has from MAGA supporters across the country, including from Trump, who recently endorsed her for re-election and tapped her to warm up the crowd during his rally in Las Vegas over the weekend. Those dynamics were on full display last month at a House Oversight Committee meeting that devolved into chaos that overshadowed its purpose, which was to vote on a resolution holding Attorney General Merrick Garland in contempt of Congress, a top Republican priority. During the markup, Greene sparked outrage when she commented on Democratic Rep. Jasmine Crockett's appearance. But when Democrats requested that she apologize, Greene privately delivered a blunt message to House Oversight Chair James Comer. "There's no **king way I'm doing that. I won't apologize. And I'm not leaving," Greene told CNN as she relayed to Comer, a Kentucky Republican. "I don't care what happens in this committee room. I will not leave." Several sources who witnessed the interaction say Greene brought up her support with Republican voters as Comer debated how to diffuse the tension, with Greene remarking that her people would not appreciate any effort to silence her, which some interpreted as an indirect threat that the MAGA base would turn on anyone who stands in her way. The megaphone that comes from her mobilized following, sources say, impacts how her Republican colleagues handle Greene, even when they disagree with her or don't believe she has much sway, at least within the House GOP. They are over her, but they still fear her because she has an incredible audience and fundraising mechanism and could turn that against you, a GOP lawmaker told CNN. For her part, Greene does not seem to care what her colleagues think of her. She has been openly warring with GOP Rep. Lauren Boebert of Colorado, who sided with Democrats in a recent committee vote trying to silence Greene, campaigning against fellow Republican Rep. Bob Good of Virginia, who endorsed Florida Gov. Ron DeSantis over Trump, and even called her own conference feckless, useless, and one that does nothing. "I've really gotten past all that," Greene said. "I'm not interested in angering anybody or upsetting anyone. What I am interested in is being a part of a Republican conference that does something for a change." But even as the internal disagreements with Greene stack up, she still has her share of close allies in the House, and some colleagues believe she brings benefits to their conference. You agree and disagree. Different issues come up, GOP Rep. Ralph Norman of South Carolina told CNN. "She's with us more than she's against us." The recent shift in Greene's behavior, in large part, can be attributed to the very different management styles of the GOP's 2 most recent speakers. After the controversial Congresswoman first came to Congress in 2021 and was kicked off her committee assignments by Democrats and some Republicans for past racist and anti-Semitic remarks that appeared to promote violence, Greene was poised to become a loose cannon in the Republican conference.